You've invested in stocks, crypto, real estate, maybe even started a business, yet you're still checking your bank account with anxiety, still trading time for money, still feeling behind financially. Here's what billionaires understand that broke people don't. They stopped investing in things and started investing in themselves first. The difference between a $50,000 portfolio and a $50 million net worth isn't market timing or lucky picks. It's this fundamental shift in where you direct your resources. What I'm about to show you will completely change how you think about investing. Most people think they're building wealth, but they're actually building a prison of external dependencies that guarantees they'll stay financially trapped forever. Every dollar you put into stocks, bonds, or real estate without first developing your internal capabilities creates another chain that binds you to systems you can't control. You become dependent on market performance, economic conditions, and investment returns that fluctuate based on forces completely outside your influence. Traditional investment advice creates a fundamental misalignment between where people put their money and where they should focus their energy. Financial advisors tell you to diversify your portfolio, but they never mention diversifying your skill set. They obsess over asset allocation percentages while ignoring the fact that your personal capabilities determine your capacity to generate wealth in the first place. This backwards approach keeps people trapped in a cycle where they're always reacting to external circumstances rather than creating their own financial destiny. Here's the shocking truth that the investment industry doesn't want you to know. People who obsess over stock picks and real estate deals often have the lowest financial intelligence and remain salary dependent for decades. They spend hours researching companies they'll never work for while neglecting to develop skills that could multiply their earning capacity. They analyze market trends but can't analyze their own potential for growth. They memorize investment strategies but haven't invested time in mastering strategies for personal development. This phenomenon is called investment displacement. When you focus all your attention on external assets, you prevent yourself from developing the internal capabilities that create real wealth. Your mental energy gets consumed by tracking portfolio performance instead of tracking your own performance and growth. Your time gets absorbed by market research instead of skill research. Your resources get tied up in investments that may or may not pay off instead of investments in yourself that always compound. Research reveals that 90% of millionaires attribute their success to personal skill development rather than investment returns. They didn't get wealthy by picking the right stocks or timing the market perfectly. They got wealthy by becoming more valuable people who could solve bigger problems, serve more customers, and create multiple income streams. Their wealth came from what they built inside themselves, not what they bought in the marketplace. Consider two people who each had $10,000 to invest 10 years ago. Person A spent that decade perfecting their investment portfolio, reading financial publications and optimizing their asset allocation. Person B spent that decade perfecting their skills, learning new technologies, and building expertise in high-demand areas. Today, Person A might have turned their 10,000 into 20 or 30,000 through market gain. Person B turned their personal development investment into the ability to earn an additional $50,000 to $100,000 annually. The difference isn't even close. External investments become liabilities when your internal framework can't support or multiply those returns. You can inherit $1 million business, but if you lack the skills to run it, you'll lose that money. You can get lucky with a stock pick, but if you don't understand wealth principles, you'll blow those gains on lifestyle inflation. You can own property, but if you don't have the knowledge to maximize its potential, it becomes an expensive burden rather than a wealth-building tool. Most people are essentially gambling with money they can't afford to lose instead of investing in guaranteed returns. There's no guarantee your stocks will go up, your real estate will appreciate, or your business will succeed. But there's an absolute guarantee that developing valuable skills will increase your earning potential. There's a guarantee that gaining knowledge will help you avoid costly mistakes. There's a guarantee that improving your mindset will open up opportunities you couldn't see before. Billionaires use external investments as tools, not solutions, because they've already built the internal machinery that creates wealth. They don't invest to get rich. They invest because they're already rich in capabilities, knowledge, and strategic thinking. Their investments work because they have the skills to make them work. They can spot opportunities because they've developed the pattern recognition that comes from deep expertise. There's a specific hierarchy to wealth building that most people get completely backwards. And understanding this sequence changes everything about how you allocate your most precious resources. There's a mathematical formula that billionaires use to determine where to allocate their resources, and it has nothing to do with market analysis or economic forecasts. This formula is simple: invest where the returns are guaranteed and compound indefinitely. While everyone else debates whether to put money into tech stocks or real estate, billionaires put their money into the one asset that appreciates regardless of economic conditions, can't be stolen or devalued, and becomes more valuable with time rather than less. Your personal capabilities are the only asset that can't be taken away, devalued by markets, or made obsolete by technology. A market crash can wipe out your portfolio overnight. A recession can tank your real estate values. A company can go bankrupt and eliminate your investment. But the skills you develop, the knowledge you acquire, and the mindset shifts you make stay with you forever. They travel with you to every job, every business venture, every opportunity. They compound automatically because each new capability builds on the foundation of everything you've learned before. People who invest in themselves first often outperform traditional investors by 10 times or more within the same time frame. While traditional investors celebrate annual returns of 8 to 12%, self-investors routinely see returns of 100 to 500% on their development investments. A programmer who spends $2,000 learning artificial intelligence can increase their salary by $30,000 within months. A salesperson who invests in advanced negotiation training can double their commission income in the same year. These aren't lucky breaks or market anomalies. These are predictable outcomes of strategic self-investment. Self-investment creates exponential returns through three specific categories. First, skills that increase earning capacity directly impact your ability to generate income. Learning high-demand technical skills, developing leadership capabilities, or mastering sales techniques immediately translates into higher compensation and better opportunities. Second, knowledge that reduces costly mistakes saves you money you would have lost through poor decisions. Understanding psychology prevents you from making emotional financial choices. Learning negotiation saves you thousands on major purchases. Studying business principles helps you avoid partnerships and investments that would drain your resources. Third, mindset shifts unlock opportunities you couldn't see before. Developing an abundance mentality opens doors that a scarcity mindset keeps closed. Building confidence allows you to pursue bigger goals and take calculated risks that create breakthrough results. One skill acquisition can open multiple revenue streams that traditional investments could never provide. Learning copywriting doesn't just make you a better marketer for your current job. It allows you to freelance, start an agency, create information products, and consult with businesses. Each skill becomes a foundation for additional income sources that compound your earning potential exponentially. A single course in digital marketing can lead to affiliate income, consulting contracts, speaking engagements, and online course creation. Traditional investments give you one return stream. Skill investments create multiple return streams that all compound simultaneously. Someone who invests $10,000 in the right personal development can generate over $100,000 in additional income within 12 to 24 months. A real estate agent who spends $10,000 on advanced sales training and personal branding typically sees their commission income increase by six figures within 2 years. An employee who invests that amount in industry certifications and leadership development often receives promotions worth $50,000 to $100,000 in additional annual salary. The return on investment isn't theoretical, it's measurable and immediate. Internal growth makes external investments more profitable because you develop better decision-making capabilities. When you understand psychology, you don't panic during market downturns. When you understand business fundamentals, you can evaluate investment opportunities more accurately. When you develop emotional intelligence, you make financial decisions based on logic rather than fear or greed. Your self-investment improves your ability to research, analyze, and execute traditional investment strategies. Self-investment is the only strategy that improves both your ability to earn money and your ability to keep it. Traditional investments might grow your money, but they don't grow your capacity to generate more money or your wisdom to preserve what you've built. Personal development simultaneously increases your income potential while teaching you the principles needed to maintain and multiply wealth over time. Billionaires don't invest to get rich. They get rich first through self-development, then use investments to multiply wealth they've already created. They understand that external investments are amplifiers, not sources. You need something to amplify before the amplifier has any effect. That something is your developed capabilities, accumulated knowledge, and transformed mindset. The specific action steps needed to implement this fundamental shift in resource allocation require a complete audit of where your money currently goes versus where it should go for maximum return. The difference between wealthy and broke isn't access to better investments. It's the understanding that you are the investment and everything else is just leverage. Stop looking for the perfect stock or the next hot crypto. Start looking in the mirror. Here's your assignment. Audit your current spending this week. Take 20% of whatever you planned to put into traditional investments and redirect it toward personal development within the next 30 days. Buy that course, hire that coach, attend that conference. Unlike market-dependent investments, the returns on self-investment are completely within your control and compound for life.